A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the news update on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I am Olusegun Fawole. The federal government has proposed 135.22 billion naira in the 2026 budget for what it described as electoral adjustment and post-election provision, pointing to a fresh multi-billion naira commitment to managing disputes and obligations that typically trail Nigeria's elections. The provision was contained in the House of Representatives Order Paper, which carried the report on the 2026 Appropriation Bill. The proposal also includes over 1 trillion naira in statutory transfers to the electoral body, reinforcing government's commitments to funding democratic processes and institutional responsibilities. However, opposition parties and civil society organizations, CSOs, have questioned this new allocation, thereby calling for greater accountability in its use. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, declared a nationwide strike beginning today, April 7, 2026, a move already threatening to disrupt services across federal and state-owned hospitals. The action stems from unresolved dispute with the federal government, particularly over unpaid allowances and the reported suspension of the revised professional allowance table. Resident doctors, who have accumulated a total of 51 strike days since the administration of President Bola Tinubu began, highlighted persistent tensions between health workers and the government. NARD insists the government's decision to halt the implementation of call duty and shift allowances breaches per agreements reached after the 2025 strike. 3 suspected robbers have been arrested in Ibadan during a police patrol operation in the Bodija area of Oyo State. According to a statement issued by the police, the suspects confessed during interrogation to robbing unsuspecting residents and dispossessing them of their valuables. A toy pistol and 6 mobile phones were recovered, leading to their arrest, and investigations are ongoing to uncover the full extent of their activities and identify possible accomplices. The Commissioner of Police, Oyo State Command, CP Abimbola Ayodeji Olubenga, commended the operatives for their vigilance and urged residents to remain vigilant and share useful information. In another development, the Oyo State Police Command has arrested an additional suspect linked to a kidnapping syndicate earlier apprehended with an AK-47 rifle in Ikoile as part of ongoing efforts to curb violent crimes in the state. The command, in a statement by its public relations officer, SP Ayinolade Olayinka, said the suspect, identified as Taye Adamu, was arrested and interrogated in Iluju village by operatives of the Ikoile division. However, the Commissioner of Police in the state, Abimbola Ayodeji Olubenga, directed that the suspect be transferred to the State Anti-Kidnapping Squad for discreet and comprehensive investigation, while efforts are ongoing to arrest other minister. His relationship with Okinbaloye remains cordial, noting that he had already reached out to the journalists to clarify the situation. And now to the foreign scene. The African Export-Import Bank has approved a $10 billion Gulf Crisis Response Program to help African and Caribbean economies, as well as their banks and companies, counter the severe economic shocks triggered by the conflict in the Middle East. According to the newsman, the facility will provide urgent financing to government, banks, and businesses facing disruptions from rising oil prices, trade shocks, and financial instability. The bank says the program is designed to stabilize economies, support critical imports, and help companies meet obligations amid tightening global conditions, adding that the intervention will also help countries manage inflationary pressures and currency volatility linked to the crisis. Vietnam's lawmakers have elected former central bank governor Lee Minh-hong as the country's new prime minister for the next 5 years. Lee Minh-hong succeeds Pham Minh Chinh, taking over leadership amid efforts to maintain economic growth and political stability in the Southeast Asian nation. The new prime minister, known for his background in financial management and central banking, faces the task of guiding Vietnam through post-pandemic recovery and ongoing global economic challenges. Similarly, parliamentarians have since expressed their support to Lee Minh-hong for his experience and expertise. Resident doctors in England have begun a 6-day strike after rejecting a government pay offer, saying it fails to address years of pay erosion and staffing pressures. The action, organized by the British Medical Association, coincides with the Easter holiday and is set to run until the morning of April 13th. Prime Minister Keir Starmer issued a 48-hour ultimatum before the strike, which passed without agreement, prompting the walkout. Hospitals has now warned of potential disruptions to non-emergency services, while unions continue to press for a deal that reflects the challenges facing National Health Service (NHS) staff. Israel has warned Iranian citizens not to travel by train, saying it endangers life, while confirming an attack on a third petrochemical site. United States President